Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon Perna, and this is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus New England Patriots prediction episode. For this episode, I looked at everything. I'm talking offense, defense, special teams, special matchups, playoff stats, and the web browsing history of every player on each team. And what I discovered would make Donald Trump's Russian Pea Party look like a Russian Tea Party. That's Good Sports. As you know by now, these episodes are sponsored by CWHemp.com. Use my promo code ThatsGood to get 10% off your order. And let me just tell you, I use Charlotte's Web hemp oil on a daily basis. I have had significant back problems. It has helped with the inflammation when my back flares up. It's also helped with anxiety. This stuff is a great and natural solution for me for these things. So if you have any of these issues, try it out. I'm telling you, I use it every day. I wouldn't have a sponsor for this show unless I believed in the product. Show them fucking love. Steelers versus Patriots, or Facebook Live versus those assholes. This is a very tough game to predict, and I love this matchup. I fucking love this matchup. I've stated I believe the Patriots defense is underrated. There are many voices arguing that the Patriots defense haven't played anyone. Well, they held Houston to 16 points, 0.4 points above their season average. The more important stat is they held Lamar Miller to 73 rush yards and finished the regular season third against the run. Now maybe the Patriots defense is truly great against the run. Or maybe opposing teams abandon the run after immediately finding themselves down 2 touchdowns. We're going to find out against Pittsburgh. The Steelers will not abandon the run. Next to Aaron Rodgers, Le'Veon Bell is the best player in the playoffs this season. If the Patriots shut down Bell, they will win this game. Bell has accounted for nearly half of all of the Steelers' playoff yards. So here are 3 matchups I think will determine the winner of this game. Donta Hightower versus Le'Veon Bell. Sure, it will be the entire Patriots front 7 versus Bell. But to me, Hightower is the best linebacker on that defense and one of the best overall defensive players. If I'm Pittsburgh, I'm rushing to the right side, or whatever side Jabal Sheard is not on. I think Bell can have success based on the fact that he's done it 2 weeks in a row. But it will not be for the 170 yards on the ground he had against Kansas City, who struggled against the run all season long. If Bell does get close or over 150 yards on the ground, the Steelers will win. The second matchup I'm watching is Antonio Brown versus Malcolm Butler, and not just because of their ridiculously cute Papa John's commercial. I will say, when one commercial advertises 2 products, Visa and Papa John's in this case, the producers of that commercial should be fined or put in jail. Football fans see enough commercials in a single game that we don't need to be tricked into watching 2 at once. Next time, I'm using cash and I'm buying fucking Pizza Hut, even though it's the shittiest of the pizzas and always gives me diarrhea. Oh. You try to cover it up with that Pizza Hut salad bar, but it does not pad the landing of that pizza to your intestines. Malcolm Butler is one of the best corners in the NFL. Antonio Brown is one of, if not the best receiver in the NFL. But Butler also has help from one of the best safeties in Devin McCourty behind him. Brown had 6 receptions for 108 yards against Kansas City, but with the lack of Steeler touchdowns in that game, it felt like he wasn't really a factor. My brain says the Patriots can keep him in check because they always find a way to take away opposing teams' weapons. But my gut says after his Facebook Live fuck-up and his desire for a long-term contract, Brown is destined for a big game. The most important matchup may be the Patriots' offensive line versus the Steelers' front 7. I think Brady can pick apart the Steelers' secondary. I mean Matt Moore. No offense, Matt Moore, but fucking Matt Moore threw for nearly 300 yards against that secondary and had a completion streak of 9 or 10 or 11 passes, I can't remember, in a row. That means James Harrison, Bud Dupree, and Stephon Tuitt must put pressure on Brady without needing a blitz to disrupt his timing. Brady has gotten better at extending plays this season. His protection has been better, and the only way the Steelers will slow him down is if they do this to him. You, me, and Bud fucking Dupree. They can also call all their defensive plays in German to confuse him.
Deutschland. After that.
Is a week enough time to learn German? I don't know. I will say I like Tom Brady more when he looks like Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber. The Steelers, during the playoffs, are only allowing 56.5 rushing yards per game. If they hold New England to that, I think New England's gonna have a hard time winning this game. James Harrison spends $350,000 a year on his body, and I grow 350,000 hairs on my body every day. Big fucking deal, James Harrison. Your currency is money, my currency is body hair. I will say, if I were to get in a fight, and I could pick 3 NFL players to be on my Fight Boy team, I'd pick James Harrison, Steve Smith, and Aqib Talib. Let me know who you would pick if you were gonna get in a fight from the NFL. I do have a piece of advice that might significantly help the Steelers offense. After watching almost every Patriots game this season, I think the Steelers can outscore the Patriots if they score fucking touchdowns in the red zone and not kick 6 field goals. But that's just my humble opinion. Here's the craziest thing to consider. Chris Boswell is the hotter kicker coming into this game. He made 6 field goals. The only man to score for the Steelers against the Chiefs was Chris Boswell. In frigid weather, this game may be won or lost on a Boswell field goal, make or miss. Okay, so I think Brady has the quarterback advantage because Big Ben is facing a better secondary. I think the Steelers have the best back in the NFL, but Dion Lewis and Blount are basically like one Le'Veon Bell. The Steelers have a slightly better pass rush, and both defenses only have one really good middle or inside linebacker in Ryan Shazier and Donta Hightower. I want the Steelers to win this so bad. And these two teams are very close in skill levels, but I have to pick the Patriots. Every time I pick the Patriots to win, I lose an inch of length on my penis, which means I can only do that 2 more times before I am officially a woman. Ben Roethlisberger has 2 of the best weapons in the NFL in Bell and Brown, and the trio officially has the lamest nickname on earth, the Killer Bees. They should lose for that alone. And don't be surprised if New England finds a way to neutralize one or both of the Bees. Brady has more weapons. I've watched Blount, Bennett, Edelman, and Lewis last week win games for the pass. Throw in Chris Hogan and it becomes difficult for any defense to take away all of those playmakers. Give me strength, give me strength. I think New England wins this one 33-27. I also believe the reason 15 Steelers have the flu is because they all visited the same brothel and not because Bill Belichick contaminated their return flight home from Kansas City. That's ridiculous. That's my pick, but I am praying I am wrong. I am praying Bell or Brown has a field day with the Patriots defense. I also believe the Steelers are the only team in the AFC good enough to currently beat the Patriots, so go fucking Steelers. Go hard. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Make sure you subscribe here. Give me a follow on Twitter at Brandon Perna. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter. It's pretty fucking simple. And if you want that Charlotte's Web hemp oil, cwhemp.com with the promo code That's Good. Use it or lose it. What will you lose? I can't tell you. Legally, I cannot tell you what you will lose.